Your pain was never random. It was preparation. Your pain was never an accident. It didn't happen to destroy you. It happened to prepare you. Every sleepless night, every broken relationship, every setback you thought would crush you was shaping something inside of you. Let me tell you something. Diamonds don't come from comfort. They come from pressure. Gold doesn't shine without fire. And you don't grow strong without struggle. Think back to the hardest moments of your life. Didn't they teach you lessons comfort never could? Didn't they reveal strength you didn't know you had? Your pain was preparation for the place you're about to walk into. Have you asked why God allowed the struggle? Have you ever sat down and asked yourself, why me? Why did God let me go through this? We all ask it when the storm hits. But here's the truth. Struggle is the classroom of growth. Without it, you would stay the same. Think of a muscle. If it never faces resistance, it never grows stronger. In the same way, your struggle stretched you, forced you to grow, and built a capacity inside you that comfort never could. You didn't go through that storm for nothing. God allowed it because He knew you needed to carry more than you could before. It wasn't punishment, it was positioning. Don't mistake your pain for punishment. It wasn't God's anger, it was His alignment. Sometimes He closes doors not to hurt you, but to move you. That job you lost, that relationship that ended, that door that slammed shut, it felt like rejection, but it was really redirection. God was positioning you for a place you couldn't reach on your own. Imagine a chessboard. Sometimes a piece has to be moved backward to be set up for victory. That's what your pain was. Not punishment, positioning. You weren't being pushed down, you were being placed for something greater. This is the moment to shift your perspective right here, right now. You have a choice. You can keep looking at your pain as the end of your story, or you can shift your perspective and see it as the beginning of something new. Perspective changes everything. A storm can either drown you or water the seeds of your future. It depends on how you see it. This is your wake-up call. Stop asking why it happened and start asking what it prepared you for. Stop seeing pain as your enemy and start seeing it as your teacher. The moment you shift your perspective, your purpose comes alive. Pain is a teacher, not a curse. Pain was never sent to curse you, it was sent to teach you. Think about the times you've learned the most about yourself. It wasn't during comfort. It wasn't when life was easy. It was when you had to walk through the fire. Pain is a classroom. It teaches you patience when everything feels delayed. It teaches you endurance when quitting looks easier. It teaches you wisdom when you've made the wrong turn. Many of us pray for strength, and then we question why God sends storms. But how else do you build strength without resistance? A seed only grows after it's buried. In the same way, pain buries you deep, but it also calls out the potential inside you. Don't run from it. Don't curse it. Learn from it. Pain has been your greatest teacher, and if you listen closely, it's preparing you for where you're going next. The fire that forges the sword. Pain is the fire that forges the sword. Without fire, steel remains weak, shapeless and fragile. But when placed in the flames, it's refined, sharpened, and turned into something powerful. That's what your trials have been doing to you. Every setback, every heartbreak, every disappointment was shaping you, sharpening you, strengthening you. The fire didn't destroy you, it defined you. Think of the people you admire most. Almost every one of them walked through fire before they rose. Nelson Mandela endured decades in prison before leading a nation. Joseph in the Bible was betrayed and imprisoned before becoming a leader. Their fire became their preparation, and so will yours. Stop asking why the heat feels unbearable, and start realizing it's the only way to be forged into something unbreakable. Your pain was not wasted. Your pain was not wasted. Let me repeat it because you need to hear it again. Your pain was not wasted. Every tear, every scar, every lonely night has meaning. Too many people go through struggles thinking it was all for nothing. But nothing with God is wasted. That rejection that crushed you, it built resilience. That loss that broke your heart, it created compassion. That delay that frustrated you, it prepared your faith. Your pain was an investment in your future. Don't despise it. Don't throw it away. Embrace the lesson it carried. Think of an athlete who trains hard, sweating, aching, pushing through pain. Later that same pain becomes the reason they win. Your life works the same way. Pain was the training ground, not the finish line. Your pain was not wasted. Your pain was not wasted. Your pain was not wasted. Will you stay broken or be built stronger? This is the choice in front of you right now. Pain will either break you or it will build you. Which will it be? Some people let pain turn them bitter. They live the rest of their lives angry at what happened, stuck in the memory of who hurt them. Others let pain build them. They rise stronger, wiser, and more focused because of it. The wound doesn't get the last word, the response does. Think about a house hit by a storm. Some rebuild stronger, with firmer foundations and better walls. Others leave the ruins untouched and call it the end. Which one will you be? Will you let the storm define you or refine you? Will you stay broken or will you rise stronger? The pain has already happened. The choice of what it makes you, that part is still in your hands. Rejection is not the end, it's the redirection. Rejection feels like the end, but it is never the end. It's God's way of steering you to something greater. When one door slams shut, it hurts. You stand there knocking, crying, wondering why it wouldn't open. But what if God was protecting you? What if the door you wanted so badly led to destruction, not destiny? Rejection is not final. It's an invitation to trust a higher plan. Think about Thomas Edison, thousands of failures before he found success. Each rejection of his attempts redirected him toward the invention that would change the world. The same is true for you. That relationship that collapsed wasn't the end of your story, it was the beginning of a new one. That opportunity that slipped away, it wasn't a curse, it was a redirection. Stop mourning what didn't work out and start believing something better is ahead. Rejection doesn't mean God abandoned you. Rejection means He's leading you toward the right door. They walked away, but God never did. People will walk out of your life. Friends you trusted will betray you. Family may turn their backs. And in those moments you'll feel alone. But here's the truth. You were never truly alone. God never left. When everyone else was silent, He was still present. When others ignored your pain, He was listening. The Bible says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hold on to that. Because while people may walk, God stays. Sometimes their leaving is necessary for you to see who your true source really is. If you put your faith in people, you will always be disappointed. But if you root your faith in God, you'll never be abandoned. Think about the times you cried in silence when no one else understood. Yet here you are, still standing. That's proof you weren't alone. So stop chasing people who walked away. Stop begging them to return. The one who holds your future never left your side, and He never will. If they could leave, they were never meant to stay. It's time to face this hard truth. If they could walk away from you, they were never meant to stay with you. That friend who turned their back, that partner who betrayed your trust, that person who suddenly disappeared when life got heavy. As painful as it was, their leaving revealed their role in your story. Some people are only meant to walk with you for a season, not a lifetime. You cannot build destiny with those who don't have the capacity to carry it. Think of a rocket. When it takes off, certain boosters detach because they were only needed for the first part of the journey. If they stayed connected, the rocket couldn't reach its destination. That's how it is with people in your life. Some were only meant to carry you part of the way. Don't fight for those who left. Don't keep reaching back. If they could walk away, it's because your future didn't require them. Let them go and rise without them. Betrayal, loss, and the scaffolding God removes. Betrayal cuts deep, loss feels unbearable. But even these painful moments carry purpose. Think about a building under construction. Scaffolding is necessary for a time, but once the structure is strong enough to stand on its own, the scaffolding is removed. If it stayed forever, the building would never be complete. That's what betrayal and loss are in your life. They are God removing the temporary supports that were never meant to remain. It hurts when people betray you. It aches when you lose what you thought you couldn't live without. But maybe it wasn't meant to stay forever. Judas betrayed Jesus. But without that betrayal, the cross and resurrection would never have happened. Sometimes betrayal reveals the true heart of others and positions you for greater strength. Sometimes loss clears the ground so something new can grow. Don't see it as destruction. See it as construction. What God allows you to lose, He also gives you the power to outgrow. The silent nights nobody saw, but God heard. There were nights when you cried yourself to sleep. Nights when your pillow carried the weight of your pain. Nobody saw those tears. Nobody heard the silent prayers you whispered in the dark. But God did. He was there when your heart was breaking. He was there when you asked, "Why me?" He was there when you had no strength left to fight. People may never know what you carried in silence, but heaven took note. Those hidden battles shaped you. Those unseen nights built strength inside you that nothing else could give. And here's the good news. God never wastes a tear. The very nights you thought were breaking you were actually planting seeds of power within you. Every time you felt unseen, God was watching. Every time you felt unheard, He was listening. Don't think those silent nights were pointless. They were sacred. And now the one who saw you in secret is preparing to lift you in the open. He will heal you in public. He will elevate you in public. What God does in private, He reveals in public. The same people who whispered about your pain will witness your healing. The same ones who saw your fall will watch your rise. God is not just a healer, He is a restorer. When He lifts you, it won't be hidden. Think about Joseph. His brothers threw him in a pit. He was sold into slavery. He was falsely accused and imprisoned. But when God elevated him, it was not in silence. It was in front of a nation. Those who once doubted Him had no choice but to see Him rise. And that's exactly what God will do for you. He doesn't just mend what was broken. He makes your life a testimony. Your scars will speak louder than your words. Your healing will be a living witness. And when He raises you, it won't just be for you, it will inspire everyone who saw your pain. If you endure, they'll never forget your rise. Life is not about how fast you run, it's about how long you endure. Storms will come. People will doubt you. Some will even wait for your downfall. But if you endure, your rise will be unforgettable. Nobody remembers those who quit. Nobody celebrates those who gave up halfway. But the ones who endured, those are the ones who leave a mark. Think of Nelson Mandela, locked away for 27 years, forgotten by many, broken by injustice. Yet when he rose, the world could not forget his rise. That's the power of endurance. The same people who counted you out will have to count you in. The same ones who thought it was over will have to admit you made it through. Endurance turns pain into testimony. Endurance takes weakness and turns it into strength. And when you endure, your rise won't just be noticed. It will be remembered. Like a seed hidden first, then revealed. The seed must be buried before it can grow. At first glance, it looks like it's been hidden, forgotten, even buried alive. But under the soil, something powerful is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is being built. And when the time is right, that seed pushes through the dirt and reveals life. That's your story. You may feel buried right now, buried by rejection, buried by loss, buried by pain. But you are not buried to die. You are buried to grow. Like the seed, your hidden season is necessary. Without roots, you can't stand the storms. Without time in the dark, you can't carry the weight of the light. Don't despise your hidden season. God is preparing you underground. And when He decides it's time, you will rise. Not as a weak seed, but as a strong tree. People may think you were forgotten, but soon they will see you were only hidden for a season, so you could be revealed in strength. Pain taught you patience and perspective. Pain has a way of slowing you down. It forces you to wait when all you want to do is move. At first that waiting feels like punishment, but in truth it's preparation. Pain teaches patience. It teaches you that some breakthroughs take time, that not every answer comes overnight. When you suffer, you learn to see beyond the moment. You learn perspective. Suddenly the small things you once worried about don't matter as much. You begin to notice what's real, what's lasting, and what's worth your energy. Think about it. If everything came easy, you'd never learn patience. If everything came instantly, you'd never understand value. Pain stretches your vision beyond right now and shows you the bigger picture. It teaches you to wait, to endure, and to trust that the delay is not denial. It's development. Pain revealed who was real and who was not. Pain has a way of exposing people. When everything is good, everyone smiles with you. But when the storm hits, when the pressure comes, that's when you find out who's real. Pain strips away the mask. It shows you who will stand beside you and who will walk away. Some people only loved you for the sunshine. They disappeared in the rain. But others, few but faithful, stood through the storm with you. Pain revealed the truth. And while it hurt to see some people go, it was necessary. Because not everyone was meant to carry your destiny. Some were seasonal, not permanent. And pain helped you see the difference. Don't resent the ones who left. They were never part of your foundation. Be grateful for the ones who stayed, because those are the ones who matter. Pain didn't just hurt you, it revealed the truth around you. Pain strengthened your faith and built endurance. Faith doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in struggle. When everything is easy, you don't learn to lean on God. But when the storm rages, when the path is dark, that's when faith is tested and strength. Pain forces you to believe when nothing makes sense. It teaches you to trust when you can't see the way forward. And over time, that faith builds endurance. You learn to withstand storms that once would have broken you. Like a runner builds stamina through struggle, pain builds spiritual stamina in you. Think about Job. He lost everything: family, health, wealth, yet his faith did not collapse. In the end, he was restored greater than before. Pain has a purpose. It grows faith and endurance that comfort never could. What once made you stumble now strengthens your stride. Pain created empathy and transformed you. Pain changes the way you see people. Before suffering, it's easy to judge, easy to overlook someone else's battle. But when you've walked through pain, you start to understand others differently. You hear their story and you feel it. You see their tears and you remember your own. That's empathy. Pain breaks the hard shell around your heart and replaces it with compassion. You're not just stronger, you're softer where it matters. Think about the people who inspire you most. They are rarely those who never struggled. They are those who endured pain and came out with kindness, with wisdom, with love. Pain transformed you. It didn't just toughen you, it tenderized you. Now instead of living only for yourself, you have the capacity to lift others. Your pain birthed purpose. Your scars became stories. And your journey became someone else's hope. Will the wound define you or refine you? Every wound carries a question. Will it define you or refine you? Some people let pain become their identity. They live forever as the person who was hurt, the one who was betrayed, the one who was abandoned. But you don't have to wear your wound as your name. You can let it refine you. Fire can burn, but it can also purify. The wound can scar you, or it can strengthen you. The choice is yours. Think about gold. It shines brightest after pressure, after heat. Your wound is not the end of your story. It is the shaping of it. Don't let what broke you become your label. Let it become your lesson. The wound doesn't get the final word. You do. Life gives you bricks of pain. What will you build? Life hands every person bricks of pain. Rejection, betrayal, loss, failure. Each brick is heavy. Some people let the bricks bury them. They collapse under the weight and never rise again. But others, they take those same bricks and build. They build strength. They build character. They build a foundation so strong that nothing can shake it. Think of it like this. Every hurt you endured was another brick. Now the question is, what will you build? Will you make a wall that locks you in? Or will you build a platform that raises you higher? Your pain can be the bricks of a prison or the blocks of a palace. The choice is in your hand. Don't waste your suffering. Don't waste your story. Suffering is too expensive to waste. If you walk through nights of tears, don't let that pain be useless. Your story is not just for you. It's for someone else who thinks they can't make it. Every scar carries a lesson. Every tear holds a truth. Every setback carries strength. Don't bury your story. Share it. Use it. Let your suffering become a light for someone still in the dark. Think about survivors, leaders and people you admire. They didn't hide their pain. They turned it into purpose. Your suffering costs too much for you to stay silent. Don't waste it. Someone out there needs the very story you've been afraid to tell. Pain can make you bitter or it can make you better. Pain changes you. It always does. But how it changes you is your decision. Pain can harden your heart, make you angry, close you off and leave you bitter. Or pain can open your eyes, make you wiser, and shape you into someone better. The difference lies in how you choose to respond. Think about a seed in the soil. It's buried, it's pressed down, it looks forgotten, but under the weight it begins to grow. That's the power of pain. It doesn't have to poison you. It can produce growth in you. Some people let pain make them cold. Others let pain make them kind. Which will you choose? Bitter or better? The same pain, two very different outcomes. You wanted healing instantly. God wanted healing permanently. We live in a world that craves instant results. You wanted the pain to disappear overnight. You wanted the wound closed without a scar. But God doesn't deal in quick fixes. He deals in lasting restoration. Instant healing might remove the sting for a moment, but permanent healing changes who you are forever. Think about a broken bone. If it's rushed, it doesn't heal right. Well, when it's given time, it grows back even stronger. That's what God does with your life. He wasn't delaying your healing to hurt you. He was making sure the healing was deep, unshakable, and permanent. You didn't just survive the wound, you grew stronger because of it. Delay is not denial, it's divine preparation. When the answer doesn't come quickly, it's easy to think God said no. But delay is not denial, it's preparation. A delay doesn't mean forgotten, it means not yet. Think about an airplane waiting on the runway. The delay isn't punishment, it's protection. Making sure everything is in place for a safe takeoff. Your life works the same way. If you had received what you prayed for too early, you might not have been ready to carry it. God delays because He sharpens your character, strengthens your faith, and clears the path ahead. Don't confuse waiting with rejection. Delay is the workshop where God builds you for what's coming next. Diamonds take pressure and time, so does destiny. A diamond is just carbon until it goes through pressure and time. The pressure shapes it, the time perfects it. That's why diamonds shine. And your destiny is no different. The weight you carried, the struggles you endured, the seasons that felt endless, they weren't destroying you, they were shaping you. Without the pressure, the diamond never forms. Without the time, it never shines. You may have wanted everything to happen quickly, but quick success fades. True destiny is carved slowly, with patience and with pressure that molds you into someone unbreakable. Don't despise the process. You are not being buried, you are being formed into something priceless. Don't quit 5 minutes before your breakthrough. So many people give up when they are closest to the promise. They walk away in the final stretch. They quit 5 minutes before the breakthrough. Think about digging for treasure. You swing the pickaxe, you sweat, you fight through the dirt, and many people stop just before striking gold. What if your next step was the step that opened the door? What if your next prayer was the one God planned to answer? The breakthrough is often right after the hardest battle. That's why the fight feels strongest just before the victory. Don't give up now. You've come too far. 5 more minutes of faith could change your entire future. They saw your weakness. They will see your strength. They saw you at your lowest. They saw you when you couldn't hold it together, when tears stained your face, when life nearly broke you. And maybe they whispered, maybe they judged, maybe they counted you out. But here's the truth. God doesn't leave you in weakness. He rebuilds you in strength. The same people who thought you were finished will see you rise. Like a seed buried deep, you were hidden for a season, but now growth is breaking through. Your weakness was not the ending. It was the setup for strength. They cannot deny. They saw your fall. Now they will see your rise. The same people who doubted you will witness your comeback. Doubt is a powerful thing. They looked at you and said you wouldn't make it. They laughed at your dreams, turned away when life hit hard, and spoke as if your story was over. But what they forgot is this: you serve a God who specializes in comebacks. Every setback is just a stage for a greater return. When your comeback arrives, it won't be quiet. The very people who doubted you will be forced to witness it. Not because you proved them wrong, but because God proved himself faithful. Your rise will be the answer to every doubt, every whisper, and every voice that tried to bury you. Your scars will become your crown, your wounds your witness. Scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof you survived. What once looked like shame will become a crown. What once felt like wounds will become a witness. People will see the marks of what you went through and realize you were not destroyed. You were delivered. Think of soldiers. Their scars tell stories of battles fought and victories won. Your scars will do the same. They'll remind the world that pain didn't defeat you. It crowned you with wisdom, resilience, and courage. Every wound has a voice. Every scar carries a story. And your story will inspire others to believe they can rise too. God's healing brings honor, respect, and testimony. When God heals, it's not just about removing pain, it's about restoring honor. The same people who once pitied you will now respect you. The same ones who whispered about your downfall will one day speak about your testimony. His healing doesn't just lift you up, it lifts your story into the lives of others. Healing is not only personal, it's public. It carries weight. It turns your darkest valleys into a message of light. And when people see the change in you, they'll know it wasn't luck, it wasn't chance, it was God. His healing always leaves a mark of respect, honor, and testimony. Now is your moment. No more excuses, no more pity. You've cried long enough. You've sat in the shadows replaying the pain, waiting for someone to come and fix it for you. But the truth is, no one is coming to rescue you. This is your moment. No more excuses, no more pity. Life won't pause while you dwell in what broke you. You've been through storms, but storms don't last forever. They clear the way for new skies. The question is, will you keep staring at the rain, or will you step into the sunlight that's waiting? Excuses keep you stuck, pity keeps you weak, but faith gives you power, and courage gives you movement. Stand up, this is your moment to move forward, not backward. Rise in faith, rise in strength, rise in purpose. Faith lifts you when fear tries to chain you. Strength builds when life tries to drain you. Purpose appears when everything you thought you lost makes sense again. You are not called to stay on the ground. You are called to rise. Rise in faith because what's ahead is greater than what's behind. Rise in strength because weakness is not your story anymore. Rise in purpose because your life is meant for more than pain. Every fall was a lesson. Every setback was fuel. Every wound was shaping the warrior within you. And now it's time. Rise. Not just for yourself, but for the lives you're meant to impact. Your pain was God's plan. Your life will be his testimony. You thought the pain was random. You thought it was punishment, but it was part of a greater plan. Pain was the tool God used to shape you, to humble you, to guide you into who you were meant to. Without the pain, you wouldn't have the wisdom. Without the struggle, you wouldn't have the strength. What once felt like breaking was actually building. And now your life becomes the evidence that God heals, that God restores, that God lifts what was once fallen. Your scars are not shame. They are proof of his hand on your life. Your story will not be wasted. Your life will be his testimony.